Good morning, radiant being. I'll take that. Thank you. Namaste. Let's talk splitting away from your family business. Yeah, that's a good one. Dealing with anxiety and long distance relationships. Okay, so, and I feel stuck. Okay, these are all things we can start with. So splitting away from your family business. If that's what your heart is calling you to do, I would highly suggest it, and I would highly suggest it sooner rather than later. Why? Because you didn't come here to live your family's life. You came here to live your life. And a lot of times people get stuck in these sort of loops where it's so convenient and it's easy and it's expected of you, such that 20 years later, 30 years later, you realize that you never actually followed your dreams. You never actually did anything for you. You did what was expected of you. And I have coached many, many people who carry some regrets around that thing. So do it sooner rather than later. If you're going to do it, they'll understand, they'll figure it out. They always do. Cecilia, hi, beautiful Stretch 22 family is in the building. Dealing with anxiety and long distance relationships. Well, those don't have to be one and the same. However, I can see how they would be. The question I would ask you is, what is causing the anxiety? Do you have a internal conversation that this person's going to cheat on you or stop loving you less or something if they stop seeing you? Because whether you're in the same city or not, those things can happen no matter what. So you can either trust that the relationship is meant to be and continue to fill your cup, and speak when you speak and fly to each other when you can, or you can stress out and suffer and cause disease in the body and probably make that person not want to be with you anyway. I feel stuck. Okay, what do you want to do about that? What do you choose? Do you choose stuck? And is stuck still there now? Or is it something that has passed? Because the reality is that a lot of times it's already passed. We just keep choosing it into our lives. I would suggest that you look at all the ways that you are not stuck. All the areas in your life, all the of courses, all the easiness, the things that flow every single day that are not stuck. So get more specific about where you feel stuck at, because our words are powerful and we build our world with our language. And so if you keep affirming that you're stuck, even if it's internally, the universe will match that. Finding to truly be content with being alone without distracting yourself with dating just to fill up. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Oh, hi Nina. Where are you at in the world right now? I remember seeing you in Byron Bay, correct? Yeah. I mean, distract is an interesting word in itself. So dating doesn't have to be a distraction. However, if you're dating because you feel lonely or because you want to fill that time, then yes, it might be a distraction towards something bigger that you are wanting to produce. So sit in that. I am Sassy Cassie says, I feel like when I make a small amount of success, I tend to slow down or stop. Why? Because 9 out of 10, Sassy Cassie, you have a unconscious identity that won't allow you to be successful. A lot of times we've seen people get chastised or criticized for being successful. And so unconsciously, when we start to feel that coming, we will sabotage it, slow down, or stop, because we don't want to be the person that everybody else talks crap about. That I have had that experience, and it still comes up for me. I just did that video on how I became a millionaire in 4 years, and some people came at me about that. They even before that video, people come at me, and yet I didn't come here to live their lives. And for me, it was important that I broke the generational cycle of lack and limitation and scarcity. You're not gonna tell me how you grew it. Grew what? My hair? Yeah, man. Yeah. I put in some sort of like African leave-in conditioner stuff, and it just grows fast. What's good, brother? Blessings and blessings from Maine. Yes, indeed. Is this resonating and landing for you guys? Let me get down to the bottom of the comments. How did you go about when you first started as a coach? Did you follow the prosperous coach approach? And if so, what helped you to create the connections with no marketing? I didn't know prosperous coach existed. We're actually friends. However, for me, I was coaching when I didn't know I was, and then there was a point where it got too much for me, and I was like, oh, I need to start charging for this, and taking classes, workshops, getting certified here and there, and like conflict management and just small stuff. Here's the thing, at every level of your coaching, you're gonna doubt yourself. That's the thing you need to understand. At every level of your coaching, you're gonna doubt yourself. Even right now, I feel like a weapon. And there's an aspect of me, like there's people in my industry who do the same thing that I do, who are charging $100,000. I have friends who charge $100,000 or more. I have a friend who charges $1 million. And in my opinion, I am better than those people at this profession. However, it's the self-doubt around charging that much that comes up for me. So there'll be aspects of your coaching where you get into that space no matter what. And it doesn't even have to be coaching, it's any industry. Tell me about surrendering, working a 9-to-5 for the sake of safety, as in health benefits. Yes, this is definitely what I wouldn't consider that it's safe. Like working a 9-to-5 is not necessarily safe. It can be in the short term, but in the long run, like if you're doing something that doesn't feel good for you, that if you got sick or hurt or something like that, they would eventually fire you. That's not safe. You haven't, you have no backup. If you're gonna do that, I would suggest creating like a little side hustle, something that you do on the side that even when you retire, you can keep doing. Like my mom does interior decorating. She was an accountant for years, and she does interior decorating and did it on the side for years. And now that she's retired, she still does that and some people's books on the side. Safety is an illusion, period. Nothing is actually safe or in the sense of like finite, like you can count on it. Fidelity, expectations, love. Fidelity, expectations usually get in the way, but there also can be healthy expectations. Like I expect to be the best version of myself. I expect to live a full life, and so that's what I lean into based on that. I feel like your parental can't and won't work with you on where you're coming from and help you with that anxiety in your relationship, that they probably aren't really the best for you. Okay? Oh wow, there's a lot of comments, so I'm just catching up. Always love surrounding myself with your wisdom. Thanks, Preston. Good to see you. Haters gonna hate. I'm gonna take a few more, then I gotta roll, y'all, because I'm in the jacuzzi and it's time for me to go shoot this documentary. So stepping into your fear, meaning do or going out of your comfort zone, right? Yeah, essentially. Because here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with comfort, and there's nothing wrong with being in your comfort zone. Unless you want something more. Unless you know that there's an aspect of you that is still hiding. And if you know that's the case and you want to be bigger than that, then yes, you find what those things are and you lean into them. For me, it was money and sexuality. So these are two things that I lean into. So would you suggest certification for coaching? Yes and no. I don't think that it's the end-all be-all, but I think it's good to have a backdrop. I would not suggest NLP. So something other than that. People are telling me to stop dreaming and focus on what's achievable. For instance, not focus on my dream guy and look at people who already like me. Even a shaman said that. Does it resonate with you? Does that feel true for you? To stop focusing on your dream and focus on what's achievable? And does it have to be either or? These are the things to sit in. It's not either or. It's not. You can hold a vision, like for instance, I was holding a vision of Alexi. I didn't know who Alexi was. She was my dream girl, but I didn't know who she was. I had never seen her in my life, but there was an aspect of me that was like, I am excited to meet my dream woman and to have children and to build together. And I was building my career and doing my thing and focusing on what I could achieve. So it's not an either or. At the end of the day, y'all, the best thing you can do is really listen to your heart. The heart. Like stop and listen and go like, what is my higher self? What is my body telling me about what was just said, about this decision, X, Y, and Z? What's the value of 1 hour of your time? Thousands of dollars. $1 million. However, what I charge at this point, what I give people the opportunity to invest in at this point is a couple thousand. Feels unfair as we are the creators, so why not dream big? Exactly. I hear you. I'm unconscious, and get out of the unfair victim conversation though. It's not unfair. You're the one listening to some shaman. Like, you're the shaman. You're the guru. People get mad at me when I say this. But I don't believe in some like old white dudes from back in the day being better than me. I don't believe in some dudes, and this is gonna make some of you upset, some of you not, but this is just my truth. I don't believe in a book that a bunch of people had that never actually met this person named Jesus, that was then passed to a king named King James, who then took a bunch of stuff out and then gave it back to the people rewritten. Like, you can't tell me how to live my life based on some old white dudes. Like, God here, now, God never stopped. God didn't stop in a book. God is here now, and it's speaking through everything. And so if I put my trust and my faith into a book or some old white dudes who had dicks just like I did, who used the bathroom just like I do, then I'm the dummy. Now, I know that may trigger some of you. However, that's my truth. I'm skipping down to the bottom and then I gotta go. So someone said, what do you say about psychologists that say that life